Most EFT videos give you a script to read or a script to say. This is not one of those videos. I'm going to give you a bunch of questions that you're going to ask yourself, and then you can tap on the answers. When something no longer matters, it is no longer creating matter or disease or illness inside of you. Our goal is to let go of every aspect of the dis-ease until it is no longer creating dis-ease or illness inside of you. Note, I am not a doctor and this is not medical advice, but it is something you can do alongside whatever it is your medical professionals recommend. Hi! If we haven't met yet, my name is Hince. Because of many years of inner and shadow work, my skull bones have shifted into more alignment, and I've even grown close to an inch in my 50s. This happened because I developed abilities that I didn't even know existed. I can sense inside my body what ancient mystics might call an open inner or third eye. And just as we can all focus on a point outside of us, I can focus on a point inside of me with awareness that's like a laser beam. It cuts through adhesions in my connective tissue, strand by strand. The experience and understanding from this journey is what I share here. Please ask any questions in the comments, and welcome. Now, there are many different aspects of a disease. You will want to work through all of these to access the dis-ease through as many different angles as you possibly can, because each one accesses a different part of the dis-ease. Note that it doesn't matter what your answers are to these questions, as long as they are your truth, because that's what we are going to work on. Feeling into and accepting your truth, whatever it is, allows it to change. So the different angles that we're going to look at include thoughts, memories, emotions, consequences of the dis-ease in your life, external physical signs, and internal physical sensations. So gather a notebook and pen or a device to write on, and write the answers to all these questions down. There are 25 questions, so be prepared. Number 1, do you have a diagnosis? If so, what is it? Write down, I have been diagnosed with this. 2, if you don't have a diagnosis and you need to give it a name, what do you think you have? Write down, I think I have this. 3, what were your first thoughts when you heard that you had this diagnosis, or when you realized what it is you think you have? 4, what are your symptoms? List them. Then, for each symptom, write down this. First, describe it in as much detail as you can. Explain where you feel it and what it's like. Maybe it has a color, a shape, a size, a density that you could give it. And how does it affect your life? First, how does it affect it now? What can't you do because of it? What does it hold you back from attempting to do? And how has it affected you in the past? What have you missed because of it? And what are you afraid of it affecting in your future? So do that for each symptom. 5, have you had these symptoms in the past, prior to this disease episode? What happened back then? Write the story down. 6, has anyone you know had these symptoms? What do you know about their experience? Write it down. 7, when did your symptoms start? 8, did anything significant happen in the 6 months to 1 year prior to the symptoms coming on? Perhaps a loss, a divorce, an accident, an illness, or a move? If so, write it down. Explain how it affected you, what emotions you felt, what thoughts you had, how life changed. 9. What is your history around this disease? Do you know others who have had it? If so, what is or was their story, the story that you know about them? Have you studied it? What is it that you took away from that study? Have you watched documentaries about it? What have you taken away from that study? What were your thoughts about the disease prior to your symptoms coming on? Your previous beliefs? 10. What are your current beliefs about this disease? Your true ones, not the ones you think you should have. 11. How do you believe that this disease progresses? How does that make you feel? What thoughts come to mind? 12. What do you believe is the long-term outcome? How does that make you feel? Be truthful. What thoughts come to mind? 13. Do you believe that it's possible to reverse this disease? How does that make you feel? What thoughts come to mind? 14. Are you taking any medications? What are they called? What form are they in? How often do you have to take them? And what do you feel after taking them? 15. Is surgery recommended, or has it already been performed? If it was performed already, detail the experience, the thoughts, the emotions, and your recovery. 16. If it is recommended, detail what you have been told, the procedure, the logistics, who will help, your thoughts and your fears. 17. What are your current emotions about your disease? Are you afraid? If so, which part are you afraid of? Be specific and detailed. 18. How is the disease as a whole affecting your everyday life? This is similar to question 3, but broader. 19. How do you think it's going to affect your everyday life if it progresses? 20. Are there external signs of this disease that you and others can see? Describe them, and for each one, write down in detail how those specific external signs make you feel when you see them. And then write down how you feel when other people see them. 21. How do you feel about telling others about your disease? 22. This is very similar but a little different. How do you feel when others hear about your disease? 23. What do they do or say that you don't like? 24. How do you feel about asking for help? And finally, 25. What is the worst thing about this disease? Now, simply going inside to answer these questions and writing down the answers releases some dis-ease inside of you. So just answering these questions every day will be beneficial, so long as you aren't simply rewriting what you wrote yesterday, but are actually going back inside to find the answer to the question, which may have changed from yesterday. Now, using the technique called EFT, which is short for Emotional Freedom Technique and also called tapping, which I detail up here, is the fastest way I know to release tension. So I recommend using that technique and tapping through the answer to each question. Perhaps spend half an hour or more each day tapping through the answers to these questions. A minute or two on each answer. Use a timer if you have one, and tap for up to 2 minutes on each answer. For example, you could use this setup phrase for answer number 1. I have been diagnosed with X. That's my truth in this moment. And it's okay that I have been diagnosed with X. Because remember, we want it to no longer matter. Then use I have been diagnosed with X at each tapping point. Do this every day for a month and see what changes. Let me know in the comments, please. Have you come to peace with the answers? If not, continue with the tapping. What has shifted? Once you have come to peace with all the answers, start tapping on what you want and your new beliefs. For example, I want to feel well, calm, and energetic. I feel things shifting and I want to believe that I can overcome this disease. Keep in mind that the tapping always works on the negative, so it will work on the resistance you have to feeling this way. Do this again for a month. Let me know what changes. I'd love to hear. Please hit the thumbs up button below, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I post another video, and thanks for watching.